Um,
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Orange Card, Blue Card podcast. I'm your host Sam Tate, aka Ace Maneuvers, and I am joined by Mr. Matsu himself, the number 2 player in the world, Travis T. Thank you for joining me, Travis. You just came off of a provisional win. You went, I believe, you said 12-0, right? You didn't drop a
yeah.
single game. You didn't
Yep.
intentionally draw anyone. That's gotta
Nope.
feel that's gotta feel pretty amazing. Tell me how it feels to just completely run the table at an event.
Um. So it feels. I won't lie. It feels good. I definitely had to play a lot of tight lines and a lot of scary games, even despite the character that I was playing. Which I'm sure, as many of you may know, I was playing Asui under the life symbol. Um. At the same time, there's a certain level of imposter syndrome to it, right? Because I feel like the character is just so broken that there were a lot of times where I did not have to do as much work as I normally would have if I were like playing Momo or something, for example.
Got you. So, for those who might not know, right? For those who are unaware, the current hotness, the new take on the format was this super aggressive Life Asui whose essential goal was to draw as many attacks as possible because she can pass them all and use the new damage pump from set 2 to make those little tiny attacks just a little more annoying. Um, what was the major changes, if any, that you made from maybe Ryan Field's list or like the original Asui list, or did you start from scratch and just kind of build your own concept of the hyper draw Asui?
Um, so it's kind of like a mix. I took Field's list and I looked at it, and I'd used it as like an inspiration, not really like a basis. Because I think the big mistake that the other life aspects are making, I am not, talking trash on Ryan Field. He was an amazing player. His deck list is fantastic. He won a regional, which that means a lot more than winning a provisional, at least in my book. But new training method is one of the the best cards in the deck. Honestly, that card is so insane. And also playing 4 ready get set goes, I think, is a really important thing because the only thing you ever actually lose to playing the deck is learning the standard. So having a thing that says, hey, this is a non-attack card I can play as a form that clears itself and draws me a new card so I can play around learning the standards. Just having 4 copies of that, really strong. Also so that you see as many of them as possible.
Yeah, real quick, big thank you to Go Beyond Gaming. I'll make sure to thank everybody, at the end of the podcast at 8 o'clock, and that's when we'll be doing all the pack openings. I probably should have put that in the in the pack information tab there, but thank you so much. I'm going to be adding packs as we go, so we can just keep the interview going. Tell me, Travis, do you remember how many games did you actually win on turn 2? Because I think everyone's biggest problem with the deck isn't so much that there is an extremely aggressive wall-breaking deck that taxes your hand. I think people's biggest issue with the deck was its relative speed and how much you have to live in fear the entire game. Did you actually find yourself, 2-0 or killing on turn 2, or were decks a little more prepared and drag you out to turns 3 and 4?
So it depends, honestly. It depends on my first turn build, what I built on my first turn, and what character my opponent was playing, and also what symbols they had. So if I was playing against, someone that didn't have face shield symbols, they were dead on turn 2 as long as I built 4 more on turn 1, almost regardless. As long as I drew the orange, there was, nothing they could do about it, and I knew that.
Mm-hmm.
If they were playing, if they were playing like Kirishima, I knew I could probably kill them on turn 2 without the face shield being involved because most of the Kirishima players aren't maining that card. They're siding it after game 2. At least from what my experience was, a lot of people were siding it in against me compared to maining it.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then if it was like a Momo or a fourth kind, I knew that maybe I couldn't kill them on turn 2, I had to build an extra turn, and then just break through the wall. Or like against fourth kind, I'm sure anyone that watched my tops match against the fourth kind player on stream, he built challenging the fakes. So I poked him to get rid of the challenging the fakes with a Crone Frog, drew some cards, and then just built out, lived, and killed him on the next turn because I knew as long as he took 4 or 5 damage from that Crone Frog, which, you know, after you flip learning the standards, or not learning the standards, challenging the fakes, you're probably going to take damage from the attack. Otherwise, I mean, what's the point? And so that happened, and then I said, hey, I'm going to do 30, and there's nothing you can do about it. Other than that, though, I was able to play through ankle weights very easily, learning the standards, all this kind of stuff. I killed several people on turn 2 through learning the standards and ankle weights. Against, there was a good Momo player. Shoutouts to Delirium, who was playing good Momo. I played against him as my top 8 match or top 4 match. Or it was my top 8 match. I was on Tam's stream, the co-stream for the provisional, and I beat him through an ankle weights on turn 2. And honestly, it's all about how you play it. Like, the deck isn't skillless, to say the least. Sequencing matters a lot in this deck. And honestly, baiting your opponents to do the things that you want them to do was, like, my biggest success strategy for this deck, right? So, like, if I knew that my opponent had a face shield symbol, or I saw they had a weights on board, I would always play my tongue whips first before my frog kicks to see what they would do. And if they responded with the weights, then I would just keep going and kill them through their weights because they didn't use it on my frog kick or anything else that actually mattered.
And that's that was really my biggest issue with it, is I felt like there was a genuine amount of pivot strategies, right? There was solid enough defense where I felt like you would have to, you know, overcommit most of the time to put any pressure to get attacks out of Asui's hand a lot of the times. And then, of course, the actual sequencing involved with the deck provided a strange number of counterplay. I remember being frustrated because my confused plan on the air symbol was usually hosed by floating around my babies, right? They can just keep removing their discard pile essentially as soon as it fills up. Manipulating the discard pile was really integral to playing around sticky balls, right? And just having these interesting little ways to maybe play Crone Frog second if they don't ultra compressed weights the very first attack, right? You know, now they can't really bother to do it on the second attack either. And that was like another thing, was if they had an answer and I drew multiple Crone Frogs, sometimes my opponents would just end up taking 24 damage before they even had a chance to interact, right? Like, if I draw 4 Crone Frogs and I have a box full of babies, or not box, but floating around my babies, you're taking like 24 damage before I even do anything else, or you're at the very least blocking these 2 cards that I don't care if you block them because I have 4 other attacks in my hand or something insane. Yeah, the Crone Frog evolution, right? It was considered fairly useless in the water version that we saw do most of the work from set 1, but now that it's readying cards that draw you and filter you, and your deck is so much smaller with ready, get, set, go, it was really just a matter of time before someone at least attempted this strategy. I wouldn't think it would be, you know, super consistent the first time I saw it. The first time it happened to me back in Orlando, I thought this has to be sort of like a one-off crazy scenario. And then we saw it get picked up by, you know, many top-level players who are, you know, traveling and doing their best at all the big events. So definitely something there to the deck. How do you feel about the bans that came out of it? Would you have rather have seen Asui banned herself, or are you okay with Frog Lashing and Amphibious going?
So funnily enough, I just posted a video on my thoughts on the ban list. You guys can go check that out at Mr. Matsu on YouTube. But to summarize, basically, I don't think these hits did enough. I would have rather them hit these cards alongside Asui. Especially, I think the thing that frustrates me the most is their logic for banning Unwavering Slash was that it was going to limit design space in the future. But, like, Asui just does that by existing. Like, she says if you ever print a kick or a ranged attack on those symbols that is too strong, she is just broken. Like, regardless, because she'll give it 2 speed and she'll kick every other kick or range from your card pool, so it's always only on +1 progressive difference. And I think that's the thing that is the most insane, is why are we going to ban Unwavering Slash, this card that, hey, it's going to limit design space in the future, but we're not going to limit a character that does the exact same thing, but more so.
I think I can agree with the idea behind it, only because I do think an entire card type, and effectively, if we want to believe that there will be additional formats that possibly unlock, symbol chaining and things like that, I do think that that is a much harder design space to stay confined in. But I do agree with you. I truly believe Tape Stream Jab is 3-speed mid, specifically because it has a keyword that it shares with Asui, right? I agree 100%. If you look at a lot of the kicks on her symbol, and if you look at like the cards that came out in set 2 on her symbols, which this stuff was probably designed way before they had any idea what the meta would look like, but they're giving her nothing that really fits into her kit, things that go a different direction, like with tech attacks and assets, and they're still very quality for her. Daniel Nelson had an awesome Excited for Blood loop using wire arrows because they are ranged attacks on her keywords, and so I definitely agree with you, but I do think it will be easier to not put ranged and kick keywords on attacks than it is to simply limit an entire card type, even if it is the rarest card type in our game. But on top of that, it also cantrips itself and readies a foundation. So it's doing
for sure.
It's doing literally everything you need it to do in this format. It does everything you need a card to do, in the meta that we're playing in. Christopher Bromley played Momo that basically just tried to play as many draw one card cards as possible. So do you think that going forward, do these Momo decks, do these like super slow water wall decks become just the baseline for the format, or is there another aggro deck that can kind of show up and break these walls?
So the real answer is Asui's not gone at all. The Life Asui deck is still going to exist. Everyone's still going to hate it. Like, I've been testing with it a bit, and the only things that changed are we cut Amphibious for someone with style, which is a functional replacement with a better block for the most part. Because now that lashing is gone, you don't have to care about having your face downs.
Absolutely.
You can just destroy them to ready your someone with style. Like, that's fine. And then now the deck also gets to play Precious Lesson and Self-Sacrifice if it wants to, because we're playing that someone with style, and the self-sacrifices that blow up our foundations, and so we just get a flip to build more foundations so we can keep attacking you. So I think people are still going to hate the deck, if not more so now than ever, actually. I think that people are going to be really frustrated when they sit down across from a Life Asui and they get attacked 8 times on turn 2 and they're not even playing Lashing or Amphibious because they can't. Yep. And they'll be like, man, why didn't they just hit this character? And I think that's what we're going to see after these next 2 events, which are Canada and Pasadena.
Yeah, I will say, I think that if you're unprepared, right, like it's still turn 2, you didn't draw your answers on turn 1, I do still think that She can absolutely run over most decks. I think into other 7-handers, they can struggle really really badly to get the right build going second against her. And, let's be real, Frog Lashing overcame all of the counterplay to it, so it made the deck the kind of thing that even when you interact with it, it wasn't strong enough. So I think I'm okay with having the deck, have to commit those extra resources, actually lose foundations permanently, actually, flip everything and possibly not have access to breaker and things like that. But it's still very possible for her to turn to you. It's still the kind of deck that if you're worried about the time that you're spending at a convention, if you're okay with your results, as long as you're done in 10 minutes, it's still going to be the deck of choice for a lot of people, I think.
Absolutely. And that's the thing about it is, like, it has a very low skill floor, a very high ceiling, and it's fast. Like, it's a degenerate aggro deck. You'll finish your game in 10 minutes or 15 minutes, some way or another. So that way you can go do whatever you want at the convention or the area surrounding wherever your event is, which I know a lot of people like doing that stuff. So
yeah, I'm scared that it will be still relevant. What I'm truly hoping is that the cream of the crop, right, the best players, I'm hoping that they move away from it because it's not as easy as it was before, that people will be able to counterplay into it, and that should it run into things like ultra compressed weights and learning the standards, I'm hoping that those are enough to hinder the deck into being vulnerable if used correctly. But nobody likes getting turn 2'd by 7 attacks. It's a play style that I really wish didn't exist, but I know why it does.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's the age-old saying, people gotta die, but I think that the game is the least interesting to me when people are actively dying on turn 2, and it's not like, oh man, I turn 2'd you because I got super lucky, I drew the absolute nuts, and I checked all 5. And you got caught with your pants down because you didn't have the right block, or you messed up somehow, or something like that. Because I don't like it when it's consistent and you can do everything or mostly everything correct and still get messed up. I think those games are just really uninteresting and unfun to play. So I hope that they move away from this and we can get to the meta where it's like turn 3, turn 4, turn 5, or when people are killing each other. And yeah, because those are my favorite kinds of games to play. I really like when this game is like a dual puzzle, to say the least, where I have to, calculate my turn ahead of time and be like, these are the answers my opponent has, and then this is how I have to play through those answers, and this is how they can play through my answers to their answers.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue I have personally, and I've been on record saying this in multiple videos and streams, I'm not a fan of repetition. I love an infinite loop. I love setting things up and getting to that point. But I don't like the repetition of a deck that does the same thing over and over, and specifically, most commonly, when they have a card that just has E:+1 damage. So whatever condition, whether it's Stronger in Darkness, whether it's Revel, whether it's Floating Around My Babies, why do most of these cards share symbols with each other?
It's so true.
These
Yikes.
are... Go ahead.
I was just saying, man, I didn't even really think about their symbol spread until just now, but the fact that you can play all of these free +1 damage cards on basically the same symbols, it's a little grody. I can't lie.
Yeah, and, not to take anything away from anybody, because the game is more difficult than I'd like to admit. I like to act like the game is really simple and you either have it or you don't, but that's just not that true. And when it comes to navigating turns, the thing I hate the most is when all of the attacks are relatively the same. They are buffed up to a point where they are all the same level of relevancy, and your counterplay is essentially just up to how many they can pass, right? You're probably going to block everything that you can block, use all the blocks in your hand, and your opponent is just repeatedly making everything relevant. And that was the thing that really killed me about the Asui deck, was taking 6 and 7 damage frog kicks because I need to block the tongue whip. Because if I block this, the tongue whip just gets more damage. And I'd love to see things get shut down. They just previewed that new evil card that I think commits every copy of a card, but it's only an offensive card. I can't use it on my opponent's turn because that would be
it's a form.
Yeah,
it's kind of rough, honestly. I wish they would have made it like maybe discard a momentum or something along those lines. So that way I can, like, use it defensively and shut off all these random damage pumps that are super annoying. Because, like, honestly, the thing that's the most annoying about the Asui deck now is, aside from floating, you also have self-sacrifice. So all of your attacks are hitting these easy 7-8 damage per attack. And, you're killing 6-handers with 4 of those, right? If all your attacks do 7 or 8 damage, like, 4 of those is 28 damage, or 32 if you're doing 8 damage on every attack, which is really easy to do because all of your attacks either buff themselves with damage or give speed to the next one. So,
or ready foundations that draw more cards, right?
Yep.
If you look at how often Asui can produce 7 attacks, if they all swing for 7 damage, and you block 3 of them, the average number of cards... You perfectly block 3 of them, the average number of cards held after turn 1 going second, then you still lose, unless you're a 5-hander who doesn't get to block that extra attack. So mathematically, if we're looking at it in a very confined vacuum, in a super small bubble, and we want to apply a rigid design structure to it, Asui by herself breaks the rules of the game as soon as she hits 7 attacks with damage pump, right? So if we don't get answers to repeatable damage pump, if we don't get answers to abusable, reusable foundations, the deck will certainly stick around. That being said, have you seen the new Heavy Arms character, the giant arm Sasquatch?
Yes, Death Arm. I actually think he's going to be really good. I actually think he's going to be borderline oppressive, if I'm being brutally honest. Like, Sasquatch as a character, which, if for anyone that does not know, he's a Darkstalkers character from UFS, who did basically the same thing that Death Arms does, except he destroyed specifically a committed foundation to commit 2 of your things. Death Arms is just any of your foundation. Which
they also swapped his speed and damage pump.
Yeah, they did also do that. Yeah, which is kind of interesting. Although it makes sense considering the symbols he has, because I don't think I'd want my character to give indiscriminate shock 2 speed for free. In a character that already commits 2 on your turn. Yeah, I think he's going to be very good, and he's definitely going to beat the shit out of these, like, aggro Asui decks, and if she still exists by the time he comes out, and she isn't banned or touched in some way, but he will destroy aggro decks, that is for sure, because, selective commit to, I'll just commit both of your damage pumps, and then I'll block some attacks.
I absolutely love that he punishes Ready, Get, Set, Go, and uses new training method and Ready, Get, Set, Go very well. Both simultaneously. Of those things are very true.
Yeah. Man, that's so funny.
I think he's one of the better characters for going second. I think he's one of the better characters that if you have a greedy 7-hand size lineup on those symbols and you face another very greedy super 7-hand size character, I think he is a legitimate option, right? Like, Chaos, the symbol specifically, and Earth too, kind of struggles with a lot of their best attacks are 5 difficulty, but a lot of their best attacks and attack lineups kind of refund that as well. The hardened attack lineup can help you replace lost foundations very easily, and on Chaos you get a lot of check bonuses to help you pass those really big, heavy difficulty attacks. So I would love to see the meta shift to just another chess game style. I have a character counter. I love that stuff. The sideboard characters.
I agree.
Is that something you particularly enjoy doing? Do you get like the endorphin rush when you have like a sideboard plan that works perfectly against somebody?
Oh, absolutely. As I'm sure most people know at this point, I was citing Toru for the longest time in my 70 card Asui pile that I was taking to events, just because she was demolishing a lot of the characters that people were playing at that time. And regardless of what anyone says until the end of time, she is good into Kirishima too. And that is another reason why I was playing the character. So basically, she is good against anything that has, like, attacks that they don't do anything if they don't have an enhanced step. Or rather, their attacks are significantly more powerful when they have an enhanced step than when they don't. And Kirishima is one of those kind of characters. So, like, if he plays a poke, checks a bat on it, right? And it's like a hardened chop or a hardened jab or something. And you're like, okay, I'll flash it. Are you going to play another one to try and get your ready off of your character and the cycle and maybe check bat again? And then your turn's just over, right? And she was also very good into Ochako 2, which was another character that people were playing a lot at the time. And Ochako 2 basically can't do anything into her. She's like, hey, nice Gale Force punch. You played a 6 stiff 4 mid for 6 that didn't do anything. I'll block it and then I'll debuild your foundations back into your hands. So now you have to discard to try and find more attacks to touch me with. But they never will.
Yeah. I definitely love flashing a hardened chop. I don't know if it's always the one that I should be flashing, right? But I do like doing that. I find that...
I mean, flashing a haymaker is also very crazy. It's like, hey, you not only didn't get a stun to me, but you don't get to draw a card or build your zero diff foundation now.
She also has a really good Denki matchup. She has a very
absolutely. Yeah, that's funny.
She does like to block a little bit. You do kind of get chewed up by some of the lamer stuff, but Denki only has that 20 health, and you know she like Toru has probably the best poke game with flash throws. So I've worked on mainboarding her just because I love to ignore staff strike decks. I love to deny unwavering slash, right? Love to deny frog lashing. Going forward, do you think that we're going to see the return of like different long string decks, or should we be saddled up? I know I asked this about like the wall meta before, but what do you expect before set 3, like Pasadena, these next couple events? Do you expect to see the wall deck meta fully blossom? Because we had a lot of walls, we had a lot of slower games in top cuts. Or do you think people are now going to just shift off of Asui to another turn 2 deck?
I think people are still, for the most part, just going to be playing Asui as their turn 2 deck of choice, their high roll deck of choice. And I think there's going to be a lot, like outside of that, I think there are going to be a lot of wall decks. I think we're not going to see as much Kirishima because I think Momo eats him alive, and honestly, so do many of the other wall decks, because your deadlock is not particularly amazing unless you have multiple Pono punches, and if you're underwater, you get to seal those, so that's still not bad. If you're Momo, you just cancel out the +4 speed, let's say if they have 2, just by committing a foundation with rescue and then destroying it with your face. So, I think if I'm a Kirishima player in today's environment, I'm definitely I'm mainboarding 4 Polno punches and I'm siding for Berserker Blow 100%, or I'm maining Berserker Blow, honestly. I think that card is very well positioned in the meta right now, and it looks very good against a lot of the decks that are going to be existing in this upcoming format, so to speak.
Awesome. So let's talk about the top 16 real quick. If you don't remember all the characters, that's okay. But do you remember any character that was really surprising? Was there a character that, like, the Dabi, of course, came like out of the field? So that's probably the obvious answer. But were there any other characters that really surprised you about showing up in top 16? Was there anything that you maybe weren't prepared for, or even thought had a good matchup against Asui 1?
So the other obvious choice is Keenan Meadows playing Kamui Woods. That deck, that was the one deck in tops I was like, man, if I play against Keenan, I am losing my win streak. That's how bad, like, abysmal that matchup was to me on paper. I'm sure if I, like, actually played the matchup out, it would have been a lot more playable. But, I don't know, on paper, that just looked abysmal. Like, he was playing Face Shield, he was playing Cheerful Uppercut, he was playing the Struggling with Studies to pick up Cheerful Uppercut, and I was like, I don't know how I break through that. And, like, after a certain point, if he blocks 2 attacks, my floatings just aren't doing anything now, and I'm floating 6 cards away just so I can deal base damage to him, right?
Yeah. Important to note, in Keenan's run, the first round when I watched him, he actually ended up scooping game 1. He won the match, obviously, he progressed, but game 1 he actually scooped to milling himself out. Him and his opponent basically played to a draw, and he looked at the cards left in his deck and scooped it to go to game 2. That's probably not a luxury you're going to get with a 50-card Asui deck.
Yeah, absolutely not. Especially, like, because of the fact that I remove cards from my discard pile whenever I'm going for my attack turns to, like, try and actually kill them or push damage. I would mill out way faster than him, even if he built, like, 15 foundations and he was only playing a 50-card deck.
Right. Yeah, the trade-off there would be very legitimate. It does not feel like a real cost when the Asui kills you, right? It doesn't.
Oh yeah, no. If you're killing your opponent, that cost is fake. It's the fakest cost ever. It says enhance +1 damage is what it says.
Right. It's exactly free. And
yep.
It, like we mentioned before, it hurts on things like Confused and can help you against sticky balls as well, right?
Absolutely.
The Water Asui had to wait multiple turns, and actually, I believe if you go back and watch the VOD, they actually miss an attack or two where they could have sticky balls because you had already done the Asui enhance. So just even little advantages like that where your opponent mentally checks down and goes, oh, I can't sticky balls. And then they forget later when they can sticky balls, right?
Yeah, I think the funniest part about my finals match was me drawing so much orange on my kill turn when he had the sticky balls initially that I discarded a tongue smack and told him, hey, you don't get to do it on this Crow and Frog takedown. You're going to do it way later in the turn. And then he just, like, didn't do it for the next 2 attacks. And I was like, I mean, that's fine with me, I guess.
Yeah.
Which, like, I was counterplaying it. I was making sure the top card of my discard pile always was an attack. But, like, man, that was very rough. That has to be rough, sitting down from a life Asui, and the first thing they do after they discard to draw a card is discard a tongue smack.
Right. It's scary, right? Like, you get that tell and you're like, oh, I'm in danger.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, I think it was, they could have sticky balls on the 3rd attack and they just waited till the 4th or something like that. But, you know, in that game, I don't think it was going to matter. I don't think...
No, absolutely not. I ended with, like, 6 ready foundations after I had already killed them, so...
Yeah, and that's the nail in the coffin for the Asui discussion. Let's move on to future metas. Let's move on past the next upcoming events where you're going to have to be prepared to wade through deadlock against these Momo imposters and the cement tosses of the world. Possibly go beyond gaming, playing 4th kind with 30 cards in his staging area again. Set 3. Have you kept up with the Set 3 reveals? Have you kept up with the Set 3 hype?
Yeah, I've been watching this very closely, just because, you know, as a competitive player, now as a sponsored player of Unfun Stuff, shoutouts to them, obviously, Bromley and all those guys, I have to keep up. It's my job, it's my responsibility to keep up with these things and make sure that I know what's going on ahead of time so I can plan, right? Because I think knowing what you're going to be possibly playing against is truly, it's half the battle. Like, if you have the knowledge, then you'll be prepared for almost anything you play against, compared to, you know, just being uninformed. Right. Like, I think a lot of the issue with the entire, like, Asui discussion, not to go back to that too much, but was that a lot of people were kind of, like, uninformed on what, like, the deck actually did, and, like, how it killed people, why it killed people and why people were complaining about it, right?
Right.
So I think knowing that is a huge boon, and that's why I do what I do.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. There is some interesting takes, and we'll leave it at that. In public forums. When it comes to set 3, what are you most excited for? What's the card or character that has been revealed that you want to play the most?
So I mean, it technically is a set 3 character, but it's Recovery Girl. I think that character is like uber broken. I think there are going to be a lot of negative play experiences playing against her. You know, like, you go to maybe poke her, and she's like, okay, I guess I'll build an Excited for Blood from my discard pile, and then I'll give this thing throw, and then I'll draw 2 cards, and then I'll flip both these Exciteds, and I gain 10 vitality this turn. Oh, hey, it's your turn? I guess I'll start building them back in. Man, did you deal 20 damage to me? I guess I'll get it all back this turn.
Yeah, it definitely has potential, and the 5-handers have not had many 5-hander problems, specifically because of the Kirishima kit, I feel. The Kirishima kit has both Kirishimas, really, have benefited the 5-handers on its symbols so well. Like, just the card draw, foundation readying, resource management, filtering your deck. Now we have damage pump off Homage, and it's defensive card draw, which is everything 5-handers typically want. And I definitely think there's potential for her to go off the rails, but I'm gonna stay reserved for now. I don't know if giving is it once per turn to give something throw, or can she give everything throw?
No, she can give everything throw.
Okay, there might be an issue where she starts giving everything throw with Cannon Blast.
Yep, that's the thing is, like, if you go like Cannon Blast, commit my 3 because my staging area is massive, give it throw. Cannon Blast, commit my 3, or blow up my staging area, give it throw, and then you play a home run comet, and you're like, okay, I'll give it throw, and then I'll get this momentum, and then powerful billion because I have all this momentum from giving my stuff throw, and then you just like die, because even right now there aren't a lot of symbols that actually have good throw hate, right? So like, if you just play against any of those symbols, you just kind of roll them with like no difficulty, which obviously we have an entire set, so I'm not gonna overplay this too much. But yeah, I think she's going to be oppressive for a lot of the people that are kind of unaware and in the hands of a high level player. So like, to name a few names, if I'm really scared of like a Garrett Brett style player playing this character, I think that if someone like him or someone like Bromley even were to take this character and play her at like a major event, I think they would absolutely roll the field. And that's what I'm truly worried about, is like the upper echelons get a hold of this character and they just start rolling everything.
Luckily, I don't think Christopher Bromley is ever okay with taking damage. I don't think he ever wants to make a game plan where he takes damage, especially if it's more than one. So
that is fair, yeah.
Hopefully we don't have to deal with that. That's why I won't play her. I love the idea of building on my opponent's turn, and when I first started playing the game, years ago, I loved the idea of like face tanking everything, being low health, and like backswinging with powerful abilities and big giant throws that built up and things like that. But this is a character that's going to try to mitigate all of that, right? They're going to not just try to plus off of taking damage, but also mitigate that damage in the first place.
She is.
The good and the life symbols are great for that.
Yeah, absolutely. She is the one character that gets to play rigorous training with a straight face, right? Because, with self-sacrifice, you're just like, okay, I'll blow up this rigorous training for -1 damage, and then I'll respond after I take damage to build it back in. And, I'm just taking 3 less damage from every attack, and, like, you don't even have to play that many copies of rigorous training in your deck because of how our game works, and the fact that, you're making checks every time. So when your entire discard pile is this second hand, basically, that tends to get out of hand, is, I think, what I would like to say about that character.
Yeah, I think Tim Keefe put it best where they printed a character that's either going to be totally funny meme character or a complete and absolute menace, right? It's
Yeah,
either
no, I would agree with that.
it's either going to go way over the top or it's going to be something that nobody ever cares about, and there's not going to be much wiggle room because if she has the tools to take damage and benefit from it, then she gets the tools to sculpt very easily. She gets the tools to not have to lose cards out of her hand the way that other characters do. And that's what I'm afraid of, is the deck that just kind of stays there, flips everything, plays with no hand, and there's at that point there's nothing I can do because a lot of the gameplay elements, I think, are pushing your luck against what your opponent has in their hand, the bluffing poker element. And a character like Recovery Girl, potentially, if she's a problem, I think her play pattern will be to not really have many cards in her hand, not really have to rely on the luck of drawing the right block zones. And even then, she has 2 symbols with passing the torch. So
Correct. She is certainly the best play 5 cards pass character that we have seen so far. The only other one that even comes close is like Momo. Like Momo can definitely build her entire hand and pass with like 2 passing the torches ready because her face picks up a card, right?
yeah.
So
Go ahead.
I think that's gonna be like her one of her biggest like boons is the fact that she not only has Excited for Blood, but she also has Passing the Torch. So, like, she's a 5-hander, but no, not really.
Yeah.
She may be a 5-hand size on her face, but at the end of the day, she's definitely not a 5-hand.
Yeah, the play pattern I want to look at with her, too, probably involves the water symbol, where you can essentially draw cards from, I think it's Self-Assured, right? The Total XP card.
Yep.
And then
once you get down enough in your deck, you're drawing like 4 cards every time you take damage or something.
Right. So you can draw a bunch of cards, take damage from it, rebuild it, and then perfect block, or just draw a bunch of cards again. And if you're playing water and you want to dump ranged attacks in your discard pile, it's not that hard. So it's little things like that I'm afraid of. Her symbols do have some of the best enablers on the good and the life symbol, right? Release, self-sacrifice.
Yep.
I think the good life also has Someone with Style, just a premier foundation right now. And
absolutely.
The counter to a lot of the decks that are trying to take away your board that will make you play with a hand. They don't really want to stun into Someone with Style. So I don't think she'll be super toxic. But I'm with you. I'm afraid if Garrett Brett picks it up. I'm afraid if like a Kevin Broberg mastermind deck comes together.
Absolutely.
I'm afraid of people who have years of Johnny Cage experience, bringing that over and hoodwinking me with just straight value plays.
Yeah, absolutely. Another thing that I'd like to highlight, which is honestly, it's one of the more disgusting interactions I've had with her so far, is the fact that she gets to build new training method while she's half blocking. So she'll be like, okay, I'll half block your move, I'll respond with my new training method to pick up the foundation, and then I'll build another new training method for my discard pile, and then I'll build this foundation committed. So you poked me twice, and I'm now at 10 foundations on your turn 2.
Yeah, there's definitely some upswings, there's definitely some high rolls. And it'll come down to really the consistency, right? The main thing that made me think that Kirishima 1 was maybe not going to be the end-all be-all boogeyman was early on in my testing, I just drew really terrible opening hands. Like, as a 5-hander, I just did not have the openers I wanted. And all of that pretty much changed as soon as they changed the mulligan rules. When you could dig 15 cards into your deck for one of your 4 copies of Coordinated Effort, which I think you have, I don't know the exact math, there's like a Magic the Gathering calculator out there, but I think you have like a straight 50-50 chance to hit it in like a 60 card deck.
Yeah, I think that was the math that people did on it. It was like roughly 50% to see it.
Yeah, they weren't doing it based off of a 50 card deck because the Kirishima decks we're a little fatter, some fatter decks were being played out there because of how long games could take to resolve. So, and you really needed the redundancy on your flips and your destroy effects, especially on the void symbol. But I don't think we'll see anything quite as bad as Kirishima again. I really hope we don't see Asui do anything as bad as she's done before. The character I'm most excited for, I don't know if I'll ever actually be able to play in competition, but I'm a big fan of Nezu. I love Nezu.
I think Nezu is like the deck builder's dream. If you love cool interactions, then you love Nezu. Because he has so many cool interactions.
Yeah, I'm torn because Momo gets to strictly plus, right? You get to get rid of a committed foundation and straight plus to your hand. But at the same time, one of my pet designs for a long time has always been cards that care about the difficulty of the card discarded. It's really funny too because when I first started playing, the character that had just won Worlds was Garrett Brett One Dot, which cares about the difficulty of the card discarded, and I thought that was really cool. And then it wasn't legal to play, and I don't think they've really done anything like that since. I don't think they've been. They've done difficulty of the top card of your deck removed, and I think they've done discarding characters for things like Akuma 2. But I'm excited to see like a straight up transmutation effect for equal difficulty from hand.
Yeah, that is really exciting. And then obviously, I think the coolest thing about him, aside from the transmutation ability, is like the amount of things that you can do to make your opponent draw just so you can get a draw under his symbols. It's actually really, really funny. So like specifically, one good example is the Ochako Ultra Rare, the Ochako 3-1 from set 2, Zero Gravity Barrier.
Yep.
So you'll like enhance on Zero Gravity Barrier, pitch their attack, they draw a card, and then since they drew a card due to an effect, you can respond to draw a card.
Love it.
I love those just niche interactions that are just so cool. Those are my favorite things about this game, honestly.
Yeah, I was thinking about it when it got previewed recently in the Unfun Stuff Friday webcam weeklies. It's kind of a mouthful. Lots of F's and W's. They had the Old Dog's new quirks, right? And I think Nick Reagan took it down with Stone Man. And Stone Man's whole gimmick is after your opponent's attack gets a bonus, it gets a penalty of your choice, speed or damage. And the amount of cards on his symbols in My Hero that can give your opponent +1 speed or +1 damage is actually phenomenal.
Yeah. I think the most broken interaction that he was talking about was the classmate introductions.
Yes.
Says, give this attack +1 speed or +1 damage. And in that character, that's just obnoxious. Because, you see 2 or 3 classmates, you're just not taking damage or you're blocking everything.
Yeah. And it had, it also has the other effect where your opponent has to block to turn it off, and they can't block their own attacks.
Correct. Yeah.
So it's actually a super cool interaction. It might be a little too prevalent, right? There might be too many activators. And the game itself is based on a lot of +1s from set 1 and set 2.
Absolutely.
So with set 3 coming, I'm seeing a lot more +3s, +4s. Endeavor has giant numbers on him. Eraserhead has attacks with giant numbers. There's like a -4 speed foundation coming out. Does this seem like legitimate power creep to you?
Kind of, but not really. It's more like we were lacking these like big damage, like flashy finishers and like flashy defensive pieces that we're now getting in this set. And I think I expected these to come along at some point, right? Like the game just doesn't feel complete to me without the flashy stuff. So I wouldn't call it straight power creep, but it's definitely, it tilts the scales just a little, at the very least.
Yeah, luckily a lot of the enablers are things like losing health, so it can be a gamble, it can be a risk. It's things like having to be the 3rd or 5th card in your card pool, so the difficulty adjustment should account for it, right? Like, 1.3 million is a 5 difficulty stun 1 attack that essentially becomes like a 6 difficulty if you can't refund the cost, like cards like Amphibious and requesting assistance, or if you just want to get that extra committal, that extra stun 1 and +1 damage. So I thought like cards like 1.3 million versus Pillar Swing were really interesting designs. They're very similarly statted but don't really do the same jobs. I'm worried that there will be a lot of cards that just kind of do sideways things, like the Tentacle Tactics rare. That do you play that in anyone other than Shoji? Can I just ask? Does anyone play that other than Shoji?
I don't think so. Is that the attack or the foundation?
It's the it's the attack. It's the attack. It's a
okay.
4. Yeah. It's a 5 diff 4 high 6. You can pay 2 life to give it 2 damage, and I think it has breaker 1. So if it's a +2 breaker 1.
Yeah, I
4 high 8.
I don't think anyone's actually going to play that. Obviously, there might be something that comes along with it at a later point, but I don't think anyone's really going to be looking for that. I think a lot of people are going to be looking for his foundation, though. Yes. I think that card is actually obnoxious. The amount of interactions that we already have with it, with like Naval Laser Beam is the main one. I think if Asui somehow lives to that card releasing, she's going to become broken, because you just flip that. A is the top card of my deck, an attack. I guess I'll play that one as my next one. And then we have Amphibious Ambush to get momentum, so we can play Naval Laser Beam to unflip it and do it again. And I'm going to keep doing this.
Yeah, and you have cards that kind of already help to set it up, right? You have cards that I'm trying to remember the symbols. What are the symbols for the Shoji 2?
It's Death, Life, Fire.
Yeah, so you got 2 of the Naval Laser Beam symbols already.
Yep.
And then, does Award the Victors have life? I might be wrong. It's Chaos and All. I think Order. Okay, so they avoided giving him Award the Victor, which is good.
Yes.
That was the first thing I thought of, I was like, oh, you just get to add this to the top of your deck and then probably check a 5 to play it, 7 to play it. So,
yeah.
I'm glad that's not taking over the meta. Award the Victor loops would frustrate me personally.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%. I think that is one of the cards that is like slated to become extremely broken the more that time goes on, and like the more static draw effects that we get when like we hit with an attack or something.
Yeah, right now Coda can draw it based on the ally cards in his card pool, right? He can award the victor, then form commit to draw that card back.
Yes, yeah.
Not crazy good value, but probably good enough for just a form commit recursion. You've already got cards like Celebrity Status hanging around, so if we do get cards that either A, form and put like form or response speed to draw cards, or to put cards on top of your deck, right? Cards like Made for Speed just said form, add this 0 diff to the top of your deck, you check a 5. Then you get to draw a card, and actually you check to 7, right?
Yep.
So that's those are some pretty cool combos. But that card is, Award the Victor is one that really puts the pressure on you to block, and it shares symbols with attacks that deal damage no matter what a lot of the time.
True. Okay. Certainly does share some symbols with Zero Grav and Electric Jolt and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
I have actually played it in Chaos Denki, where I flipped it to get +2 to my check after responding with Denki, so I had a clear card pool and could not fail my next check to play 1.3 million, and that felt like a cool cool subversion,
I think that my thing about awarding the victor is I think it's just generic enough at 3 diff unique foundation with a 1 high block that says give -1 progressive for the rest of the turn, and I'm checking a 5 on my next card.
Right.
I think that card is just good enough as that if you have a way to draw the card after you've stacked it, that's that's icing on the cake, basically.
Yeah. For our chatter there, window shopping is the Shoji Foundation that says form flip, reveal the top card of your deck. You may play the revealed card as your next form. And the Stain Foundation is also very good, but it is a 2/4 instead of a 2/5. And it says form remove, name a foundation, commit all copies of the named card in both stages. So both are very strong. I think the one that bothers me the most is getting dunked by by the one that plays a card off the top of the deck, rather than the card that I can hopefully build around. Hopefully it's, something I can just not have multiples of in my stage. Maybe it's time to play Highlander decks.
That would be really funny if this foundation warped the meta to make people play more 1-ofs and 2-ofs. That would actually be hilarious.
I would love that kind of a meta personally, because I don't hate the idea of a restricted limited list. I just don't like it as a main format. I don't like that to be the way that you design cards, because let's face it, Yu-Gi-Oh! Specifically designs cards that they know they will just limit later, so that people can theoretically play it, but it won't make a deck around it. And then 5 sets from now, that card will come back as a one-time use toolbox Highlander extra deck card, So,
I agree 100%. I think we definitely don't want to become Yu-Gi-Oh! So
I love the idea of restricted cards, but I've only enjoyed it in games where it is a keyword function of the game, where you can play with the keyword, right? It's like a mechanic. And those games, typically you run into the issue where they're not going to change that. They're not going to ununique a card, right? Like the best example I have is the Raw Deal card game had the unique keyword like we do, but instead of just having one in your stage or in play, it was one in your deck. And so they were crazy busted cards, but that game causes you to mill when you take damage, so you lose a lot of your crazy busted cards. And if it gets answered once per game, you probably don't get to ever use it again. So that kind of stuff I'm cool with. When it's the kind of thing where you're just fake banning stuff, or you're just trimming your meta for the sake of, telling people like if Oswe just had one frog lashing, I'd absolutely still play her. I only need to see one.
Oh, yeah, no, I only need to see one during my turn.
Yeah.
I'll still pop off and kill you because you're going to block my one lashing, and then I'll play 5 more attacks that deal your life total.
Yeah, like, there's so many times where if you just have a 1-of card, I'm not going to play around it and then feel stupid that I didn't because you had it. And I hate that gameplay vector.
Yeah, no, that's the thing I most despise about Dragon Ball Super is they have a mechanic called Ultimate, where it's this bomb that you can only play 1 of in your deck in general. Like, you can only have 1 card with the ultimate keyword in your deck. But if you draw it, you have such an inherent advantage against someone that maybe, didn't play theirs, doesn't play one in their deck, or didn't draw theirs, that you probably can just win the game off the back of it. And it's like this random sacky 1-of that, in some archetypes is searchable, in some, you just gotta draw it.
Yeah.
And I hate that design. I despise that design so much.
I think here's my issue, actually, at the end of the day with the 2-diff. It does fight for a lot of spots. I don't think it's out the gate broken. I don't think it'll be mega oppressive without a combo, right? Like we talked about Award the Victor. Without that, I think it's all right. It doesn't share symbols with celebrity status. It's not super abusable yet. However, one of the best things about Destined for Mainstream success is having the gas already and revealing a 5 check. And this card allows you to know if you're going to check poorly or not, but it has the drawback of forcing you to play it off the top if you want to get rid of it. So I'm curious why they basically keep making worse versions of Destined for Mainstream success at higher difficulties.
It's certainly interesting. Honestly, I think part of the reason that they did it that way is because they knew that it had the life symbol and the death symbol, and they knew that people would unflip it with, like, Glamorous and Naval Laser Beam. And I think they probably thought, hey, that might be a little oppressive. We don't want to give the card advantage symbols already more card advantage than they already need.
Right.
Because, like, if you look at Air Good and All, they have some good card advantage stuff, but it's not, like, copious amounts of it compared to, like, like Life and Death. I think Good is probably the one that has the most card advantage between, like, Destined, as we were talking about, and Passing the Torch and stuff like that. But they did just lose on Wavering Slash, which was another key piece of dropout.
Yeah. The big thing is that it does combo well with Shoji, right? You remove one counter, you get to peek at the card, and if it's a card you want to play, you can now just flip a Foundation to play it. But yeah. I pretty much stand by my statement that Destined for Mainstream still allows me to play it as my next form, but also gives me the option to not play it. So it's an interesting card, but I think set 1 still has all the best versions of all the cards coming out, except maybe Faith Shield and Blood Curdle.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a fair assessment to make, for sure. I think the only card that, like, maybe we didn't, like, get as a better version in set 1 would be, like, DLC stuff. So, like, Homage and Canon are, like, the main examples.
Yeah.
And then obviously the Momo Foundation in herself, and honestly the Denki Foundation is also really good, and that card will get a lot stronger the more time goes on. It's already pretty good though.
I am very excited to see the rest of the set. I am frustrated that I'm not seeing, like, I mostly care about the support for the older characters. If only
that's how I feel. Yeah.
If only because I have a better understanding of them, right? I have, like, preconceived notions that I want to see how they slot in and stuff like that. I get why they're showing us the newer stuff first. But this 80 card back page idea, this idea that, like, every character that's ever been printed has one card in the set, honestly sounds amazing. I love that idea.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it is, like, the best one-off idea that they've ever had, because it feels like an Eternal set and, like, a game like Magic. And I think as long as they keep it to, like, maybe once per season, once per year, they kind of do this, like, hey, here's this set with this back page that supports every character, so all these cool strategies now have new tools and pieces to work with. I think that's really cool. The one thing that worries me is that there's always a chance that they could make this the norm, and I don't want this to be the norm. I think in a world where that's the norm, it's a little suspect.
Yeah, for what it's worth, when I think of that, I go back to Raw Deal, which I mentioned before, and it has that unique keyword, right, where it's one per deck, and that card game tried to do exactly that. They tried to make it normal that if the wrestler was still legally with the company, with WWF, they would print a new card for them every single set, and the vast majority would be unique, and after, like, 10, 11, 12 sets, right, after, like, you get close to the 10 set mark, characters that have been with the company the whole time all of a sudden have an entire deck of powerful, unique cards, right? After a while, Asui on set 10 doesn't need to have 10 extra cards in her support that you can play 4 ofs mostly, right?
So, absolutely.
I know we're talking about Asui so much. I am insanely curious what Momo 1 and Asui will get, if only because I am extremely starved for more weapon cards that I can tutor to block with. And I'm incredibly curious what they thought that they could print or design for Asui, because this should be before bans were considered, right? Hopefully, hypothetically, the set was designed and set to print before a week ago,
No, obviously. I don't know. It's really interesting because it's also going to be awkward if, like, hey, they printed this thing for Asui, but she was already nuts, and we're going to have to ban her. And, oh, hey, this thing that we printed specifically for Asui, or, like, specifically to support what Asui is doing, sucks now. Like, that would suck. So I hope they didn't go overboard, and I also hope that, like, they didn't decide, hey, instead of... We know Asui is a problem. Instead of banning her, we're just going to print a silver bullet that affects a lot more than just her and make players miserable. Because I think that's the worst case scenario out of everything.
I mentioned that on Facebook in a comment thread a little bit before going live. Someone had ran out the just print answers, just print silver bullet cards, make more cards that deal with her. And I've been dealing with her for a year now.
Yeah.
So I'm really tired of the people who say just wait, because they can unban her. They absolutely can just tomorrow unban Frog Lashing. Like,
yep.
I hate to say this, it sounds dismissive, but the ban list is real, guys. They don't have to, like, move earth and stone to change the ban list.
Absolutely. I agree 100%.
I'm super in favor of unbanning stuff, right? Like having a morphic metagame and stuff like that. Having prices go up and down can be good in the end for players, maybe not for stores. That might be something to consider. But I really, really am curious what they thought Asui could use that wouldn't send her even more over the top. My expectation is actually a Fury kick attack.
Yeah, just like... We're not supporting the ranged keyword at all.
Yeah.
We're staying away from that. That makes sense, but at the same time, if it's good enough, it's just going to see play in the ranged package, right?
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised at all if Asui 2 has a card printed that's basically like the Ultra Amphibious Ambush starter, you know?
Yeah.
She can already play 16 attacks that stuff the card pool, you know, Ambush, Tongue Whip, Tape Stream Jab, and Eat My Sticky Balls technically does it after the attack resolves. Guarantees one shows up, so I wouldn't be that surprised if she gets Asui 2 gets a ranged attack that's clearly bonkers in Asui 1.
Yeah, that is another thing that's like really suspect, because if they print a good card a good ranged attack that shoves cards into your opponent's card pool, I'll just go back to playing Water Asui, which, I'll be honest, I already think she's going to be broken underwater in the next set because we got an effective Passing the Torch reprint in the Aizawa Foundation, and we got Dry Eyes, which I think that card is going to be absolutely obnoxious in her. The ability to just, hey, you stunned me, I guess I'll ready 2 face downs because that's part of my natural gimmick, and then when I decide to go in on you during my kill turn, I'll start discarding these gray cards that I don't need because I'm drawing from Frigid Heatwaves and from the Aizawa Foundation to just, hey, now all my attacks are getting 2 more damage, 3 more damage, 4 more damage, and it just stacks as I play more.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing where somebody suggested a retrain of an old card that was like, your opponent adds 1 card from their hand to their card pool to like make Asui 2 work. And I was like, you realize she shares a keyword with Asui 1, and Asui 1's going to draw this card more often. Like,
correct.
You cannot give Asui hand discard, like hand fight, right? Like,
yeah, no, you can't make her a hand hack character because she's already going to hit you with 8 attacks that you probably won't be able to block anyways. So,
yeah, like just the idea that you could print something that shares 2 symbols with her to do that just kind of blew my mind, not gonna lie.
Yeah, for sure. I think that if they print something for Asui 2, it's going to focus more on her if you did not block this attack aspect than on the card pool shove aspect.
Yes.
Just so they don't make Asui 1 like completely more bonkers than she already is.
That's kind of where I'm at. I assume it's going to be like you can do something to prevent her from getting what she wants.
Yeah.
Like ultimately prevent the card going to your card pool if you do something, but it absolutely can't tax your hand.
Yeah, no. Not at all.
You know, so I think it'll be left with the kind of cancel that makes people not play it for a long time. You know, if they can just destroy a face down type of a thing to survive turn 2.
Yeah.
So We've been at this for over an hour now. I've had a lot of fun chatting with you, but I'm excited to play with some new cards, do some play testing. Do you want to jam some games on TTS?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm down for that. Let me
get the stream set up here. I'm going to do some pack openings. Will you do me a favor and get the TTS room set up, and I will meet you in there?
Yeah, absolutely. It's fine because I have to import a deck or two anyways. So.
Perfect. So we've got the Go Beyond Gaming Andrew Holder himself. Sending in 5 gifted subs. So we got 5 packs here to open, and any extra rares that I pull out, I'm going to add to the pot. And at the end of the stream tonight at 10 p.m., anybody who has chatted at all, who has said anything, put an emoji, whatever, will be entered into a random drawing to win all of the XRs open tonight. So we got 5 chances to open an XR. If anybody wants to add to the pile, we're missing back. There we go. If anyone wants to add to the pile, now's the time. We've got until 10 p.m. tonight to keep going. So let me open this. Let me adjust this a bit. It's a little far away. There we go. We got the Crimson Rampage First Edition, if you can see it there. They're all First Edition packs. These are all the packs I've gotten from prize support. Playing in Orlando, playing in provisionals, playing in online regionals, all the way back to when Crimson Rampage became the standard for the prize support. So I haven't opened any of them yet. Ooh, this is the first time I've ever done a pack opening video, so I have no clue where the rare slot is in here. We're just going to go through with Surviving the Final, Creeping Vine Eruption, Ambush Tactics. I think this is secretly going to be good one day. I think there's going to be a character who can get multiple of those out and just pressure you like Nomu or something.
Yeah, I think so as well. I like that card quite a bit.
If it was a 1-diff, I'd be all over it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
We got Manly Friendship, a First Edition Copy Harden. We got a Training with Gunhead. Successful Sales Pitch. Still not actually the worst card ever printed in this game, but not playable either. Go for the Win. Somebody suggested, by the way, I play that to counter Asui. They were like, just block the first 2 with tech attacks and then discard your last card for 2 health.
That's
life game.
That's a very base take. Holy.
So like, you're not blocking anyway. I'm like, that's the problem.
Yeah, it's like
Drowning in Resentment. Ooh. And we got Revel in his Masterpiece. We got just a rare in this one, guys. Just the rare. Revel in his Masterpiece. Maybe I'll give away the rares and URs too. We'll see what the plunder ends up looking like by the end of it. Here's pack 1. Let me separate this and get it in a sleeve. Let's get this guy in a nice sleeve. And prove it's going straight into the sleeve. I'm going to stack it here to get the hard sleeve in a minute. Pack number 2. Thank you again to Andrew Holder, Go Beyond Gaming. Go check him out on YouTube. Go check Andrew out. We've done some stuff together in the past. I think I was like the first old head to join one of his videos, and just an overall swell guy.
True.
Had a lot of fun in Orlando.
Also, fun stuff gamer,
Yeah. Just an absolute peach of a person. Let me get this open here. Ooh, there we go. Get my redemption pack sorted. Another Surviving the Final. Wire Arrow. Unexpected Hero. We've got a Net Gun Surprise, one of my favorite set 2 cards. First Impressions. Tons of stats. Absolutely bonkers stats. Knife Slice. Forcing Surrender. An Ochako 3 card. Any Means Necessary. So how do you feel about this card being added to the Life Asui if you wanted to try and run that? It's effectively another activator off of Preparing for Battle.
So I actually thought about it. Like, I thought about it really hard because, like, if you think about it, after you've already played your 8 attacks, committing your character at Asui when you have no hand is not a real cost. So you can
Right.
actually build that card and just like at the end of your chain, hey, by the way, this tongue smack is a 6 high for 11 or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
We got ourselves,
I actually think that would be neat.
we got ourselves a new training method, a regular rare new training method. I think I'm going to add the rares to the stack. I'm going to add rares to the giveaway. I have no clue what the distribution for XRs is, and since none of these are from a box, there's absolutely no rules. So, might have to add these. Might have to buff up the giveaway a bit. Because it'd be pretty embarrassing to give away like 5 cards after all these packs. Huh. Does the little pull tab actually work for anybody? Am I just stupid?
It rarely ever actually works for me, so I don't think it's just you.
Try not to yank on the poor cards, right? You want to preserve their value.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, come on, there we go. All right. Here's a foundation that does not have the ally keyword. Resting between bouts. Half hot ignition. Interesting. We had an interesting stream last night. I was trying to figure out how a half hot ignition killed somebody. I think they had the math wrong on the stream, but everyone was on board. I don't know what I missed. Challenging the fakes. Choosing a hero name. Tape stream jab. League interview. Nice little 6 check. Leaping right hook. Forcing surrender. Mid-match advertisement, and a box full of babies right next to the May card. Here we go, regular rare. All right, if there's no XRs in the first 5 packs, I'll add rares and URs to the giveaway, just to make sure I'm giving away stuff. Make it a much bigger deal. There we go. There's a pack open. Alright, starting this pack off. Pack number 4, Brutal Explosion, Unexpected Hero, Dark Shadow Dive, Shrapnel Cloud Release. Expect this card to start showing up in annoying Chaos decks. Internship with Best Genist, Netgun Surprise, a Monama character card, Training Knife Strike, Successful Sales Pitch, and a Fighting Spirit. One of the few sort of open-ended cancels. I guess I don't know how open-ended you would consider it, but it's any ability that reduces damage. So like You're So Obvious, things like that.
Yeah. That card will definitely get a lot better as the game goes on, that's for sure.
Yeah. Here is our last pack for right now. And once again, guys, there's the link in the chat below. If you're here with us, you can check out all the details. 1 sub, we're going to add a pack to the pot. And I'm going to change the details to be, we're just going to give away all the shiny cards. We're just going to do a massive giveaway to make sure that the viewers are getting rewarded, right? Falling Thruster Kick, Battle Resolve, Acid Chop, Unexpected Hero, Double Blade Slash. I had to make sure I read that one right. Manly Friendship, Intimidating Presence, a Toga character card, Travel by Tape, and a Back Alley Haymaker. Look at that. One of the premier attacks. Just a normal rare as well. So we're going to add the rares also to the pot to give away tonight. So that's currently 5 rares that you can win just by typing in chat tonight before 10 p.m., before the stream goes off the air. Put these over here. And then, whenever you're ready, I can transfer us over to Tabletop Simulator.
I need to check and see if I actually have something built, because I guess the new stuff is not on TPS yet.
Correct. All right, I will set the table up then while you get that set up. I'm gonna move Steam around here. You know, streaming, I didn't think it would happen so quickly, but like Streaming made me want a fourth monitor, and I don't even have a third monitor yet.
I love that.
Like, this is the first computer I've had two monitors with, and it very quickly I was like, I would love to have a third monitor, like just more space, you know. And as soon as I started streaming, I was like, man, I need like one above. I need like a tall banner. I need something that's just for stream interactions. You got to keep the Discord window open to make sure it's being recorded. You got to keep the stream chat, you know, on screen, ready to be viewed.
Absolutely.
And nobody likes to hear my mouse click all the time as I shift between them, so that's a big part of it. Alright, chat, let me know what characters you guys want to see. Is there any characters you want to see built that are currently on the Tabletop Simulator importer? Let me know. Let's get this open here. Let's get this open over here. Alright, let me send you the info. Alright. There goes tabletop. Asui propaganda.
The Asui propaganda.
Yeah, we had hop cuts selected. Alright, let's get rid of that. Let's grab this. Gotta bring chat with us. It's the cardinal sin of streaming to not have a chat on screen.
Basically.
Oh, that's not what I copied at all. Where is it? Copy. There. Oh, that's not the right one. Where is it? Huh. I've never seen this before. It just will not copy over. Alright, we'll do it the hard way. We can do it the hard way. This is all new. It actually just won't let me copy the stream chat from the main window over, and it will not open the stream chat. This is beyond interesting.
That is kind of weird.
Yeah, this is actually weird. It will not just copy paste it. It will not show up. Alright, let's get rid of that. There we go, okay. No clue. Absolutely no clue, but we're having fun. Right,
yeah, the room is not popping up for some reason.
What's not popping up?
The room on TTS.
Huh. Maybe I did it backwards. Let me get this transition over. Okay. What did I send you? I think I had it backwards. Try it backwards.
Okay.
Nothing?
Oh, there we go. I got it.
Okay. Sick. Auto promoted. There we go.
Nice gaming.
Get up in there. Now we gotta go recopy the deck list because we had to copy other stuff to the clipboard. Love it.
I love that.
There we go. Throw some order danky on the table.
I could also play that. Or I guess I would have.
Alrighty. Alright, evens or odds?
We'll go some even.
Odd.
Dang.
I'll go first.
Ready.
I will keep.
I will also. Pretty good.
Alright. On a 2. On a 2. On a 3. On a 3. On a 5. Go
Ah, order. You like that?
Would you like to respond? Ready, get set, go.
No, I'm good with my character that shares 0 symbols. I'll draw my extra.
I have PTSD from all the life and Earth decks being played.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Go League Interview on a 2, Nervous Habit on a 3, Meat Eater on a 3, Keen on a 3, and Meat Eater on a 5. And you can go.
Alright. Let's draw 5. Let's play Extend. 3. Oh no, you actually play Fury attacks. Let's do that. Any response?
I have none of those.
Alright, I will start by drawing a card.
Sure. I will. Yeah. I will lose to an enhance on Evil Gate.
Nice.
If I block this, we'll destroy it. And I'll give it my.
Alright, I will draw a card with passing the torch.
Absolutely. What I expect. I will pass.
I will draw a card with Reciproc Extend.
Sure. I will pass.
I will enhance with Danky.
Yep, I will pass it.
Next kick gets 2/2.
Yep, I will pass.
Pass. 2 mid for 4.
Block. Graceful on a 5. It checked.
Right.
So your static happens first.
I'll commit a Mediator.
Yep, and then I will destroy the requesting and respond with Shigaraki to make you destroy it.
Yep. And then let's go passing the torch. Calling for backup. Fusion. I guess we can do that. Bonds of friendship. Okay.
Sounds good.
Go ahead.
I will draw my 6. I will form the Leak Interview, mill 2.
Okay.
Check. And then we will go. Turn to dust on a 5. Check save 4. We'll commit the League Interview 5. First answer is gonna be Stun 2.
Let's pass.
I will lose 2. You can lose 2 or destroy 1 to cancel.
Let's destroy it.
Sounds good.
Pass.
I will destroy this foundation. You can destroy one of the ones that was committed, or you can burn 2 to cancel.
You get to choose.
Yeah, I get. I'll destroy the passing.
Okay. Let's go -2 speed.
I will. I will just pass.
Pass. Block on a 4.
Yep.
Passes.
Nice. We will go binding kick on a 5. Say 3, 4, 5. I will combo. If it deals damage, I'll draw a card.
Pass.
I will send it. So 4i for 4.
I'll take 4.
I'll respond to Shigaraki and I'll draw a card from the combo. Go first day on a 4, 5ing on a 3, and tight lip on a 4.
Okay.
You can go.
I will draw 3.
No momentum.
Let's go extend. Any response?
I will pass on my response.
I'll draw a card.
Sure. I will pass.
Draw a card off extend.
Yep, I will pass.
Next kick, it's 2/2.
Yep, still pass.
Pass. 4 mid, or I guess Denki enhance, but
Yeah.
4 mid for 4.
I will take 4.
Jolt on a 5. Checks. Stun 1.
Yep. Stun the tight lip. I will pass.
If it's completely blocked.
Still pass.
Denki enhance.
Yep, pass.
Did all those. I'll pass. 3 mid for 4.
I'll take the 6.
Alright. Jolt. 6.
1.
Let's open with stun 1.
I'll commit the first day and then ready it.
Okay.
That's it. I will pass.
If it's completely blocked.
I will pass.
Denki enhance.
Yep, I will pass.
I'll pass. 3 mid for 4.
Take my 4.
Right. I'll respond once per game.
Yep.
Let's play Blitz Rush on a 6. 5, 6. First enhance will be commit mediator.
I will concede because I have 2 low blocks.
Okay.
Yeah. I will go first.
Alrighty. This is definitely a match I think I would side for. I just don't know if it actually helps. Probably not. Draw 7. Send
Nice.
back 2.
I will keep this. This looks. I guess. Yeah, I'll keep. Go excited on a 3. Nervous habit on a 3. This would feel real bad about what. I guess we'll just put this for it. I'll pass.
Right, I will review. Draw 2. Let's play. Passing the torch on a 2. On a 2. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Womp womp.
Sounds good. I will draw my 3.
No build 6 versus Shigaraki. I'm doomed.
I'm doomed.
I had no chance.
We'll play Knife Slice on 5.
Wow.
I will say the next time you lose health this combat phase, you lose 1 and I gain 1.
Alright. I will draw a card.
Sure. I will lose 1 with Nervous Habit to give it a speed.
I'll pass.
I will... I'll send it. 6 low for 5.
After everything, I'm at... Well, I guess I'll block on an 8. Whoa, that's not the right key. 5. 6, 7, 8. Take 3. Respond for 5. Lose 1 from Knife Slice.
And then I'll respond with Excited for Blood. I'll lose 2 and draw a card.
Yeah, Knife Slice Nervous Habit is pretty... It's more legit than I think people understand.
Yeah, I would tend to agree.
It's still not like what I want my game plan to be, but it worked for me the one time I enabled it because Tam didn't want to timer scum me when he 100% was supposed to.
Yeah. Go Excited on a 4. 3. 4. Mediator on a 3. And then surviving on a... You can go.
Alright. Let's review, draw 6. Let's go extend. No response.
I will... Yeah, let's say no response.
Right, draw a card.
Good. So... I will Evil Gate. Lose 2, but minus 2.
Okay. I'll draw a card from extend.
Sure. I'll give it minus 3 speed and draw a card because I played an action.
I'll draw a card off Torch.
Yep. Will pass.
Next kick gets 2/2.
Yep, I will pass.
Denki Enhance.
Yep, I'll pass.
I'll pass. -1 mid.
We'll block with Knife Slice on a 2. Check.
I'll commit Nervous Habit.
Sure, I guess I'll respond with Nervous Habit to make you blow up a foundation. Then Evil Gaze will trigger, I'll destroy the requesting.
Yep.
And then Shigaraki, I'll make you destroy ready.
Okay. Let's go... Let's go Jolt on a 5.
Mm-hmm.
Checks. Stun 1.
Sure. I will pass.
If it's completely blocked.
I will pass.
Denki Enhance.
Yep, I will pass.
I will pass. 3 mid for 4.
Take the 4.
Alright. On a 6.
Oh, man.
Stun 1.
Yeah, I will pass.
If it's completely blocked.
I will pass.
Denki Enhance.
Yep, I'll pass.
I will pass. 3 mid for 4.
Yep, go 6.
Alright. On a 5. Ooh. On a 5. Whoa. Took the 6 on that one, huh? And then on a 7. Fail it.
Let's
Go ahead.
I'll review this struggling and I'll draw 5.
Oh, this goes face down. Whoops.
I'll play Merciless Rush on a 4.
Okay.
Say 3, 4.
Okay.
I will say flip the Surviving Final to give it a damage with Tight Lip.
No response.
Sounds good.
I'll commit Excited for Blood.
Sure. All EX2.
I'll commit Excited for Blood.
Sure. I'll say if it's completely blocked, you destroy Foundation.
Well, I'll self-sacrifice to give it +1 damage, and then give it -3 speed.
Speed right now. You have. I'll lose 2 for evil to give it +2 speed, and if you block
So
it.
it was at 2, now it's back to 4. Right? Because it went up 1.
It went up 2 because of EX2.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It went up to 6, -3, put it at 3, it's at 5. It's +1.
Yep.
Alright. Pass.
Yeah, I will also pass. The 5/5 for 6.
+1 a high block, 5/6.
Sure. I will. You have to destroy 1 from that, and then I'll destroy the heroic lineage.
Whereas technically you can order that how you want. They're both
That is true. Real thing. Not really. Does let me redraw. Oh, sounds about right. That has me. I'll say if it deals, I draw.
I will pass.
I will send it.
Put the block on a 7, fail it, take 4.
Tax. Good. No. Yeah. 3. And then after that, I believe I will have.
No review, draw 5.
I'm up.
Let's go extend on a 4. 3, 4. Card I wanted to draw.
Yeah.
Any response?
Nope.
Alright, I'll draw a card off extend.
I guess I'll -2 speed it.
Right, I'll say the next kick gets +2/+2.
I'll pass.
Enhanced Stanky.
Yep, I'll pass.
I will pass. 2 mid for 4.
Lock on a 3.
Right, we'll commit this guy. Play Future Charge on a 5. Nope, go ahead.
Sounds good.
Oh, okay.
I will review this league interview and draw. Alright.
I fell for the classic, well, I checked an attack, and then the next card was an attack. They clearly can't all be attacks.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll play the turn to dust. Yep.
It's too fast. Yeah.
Yep.
I'll go first. Okay.
Yeah, I'll keep this. Looks great.
I'll keep. 2, 3. Oh, I played that wrong order. Go ahead.
Choose not to reveal just on my one. Decided on a 3. First day on a 3. Regen on a 4. Pass. Yes. Optimal build, we should in this third. On a 5, check. And then on a 5, check. You can go.
Oh, I'll review, draw 5. Play, extend, checks. If you have no response, I'll draw a card.
Sounds good. I will pass.
I'll draw a card off extend.
Yep, I will pass.
Next kick gets 2/2.
I will pass.
I will Denki enhance.
Yep, still pass.
Pass. 4 mid 4.
I will gladly take 4 and gain 3, so I'll take 1.
Okay. 4. On a 4. On a 5. On a 6. Say go.
Do this eater and draw. Turn it up. On a 5. Check. I will stun 2 this one first.
Okay. Let's go 1, 2. I'll draw a card.
Sure. I'll lose 2. You can lose 2 or destroy a foundation again.
Let's go. Let's make it a mid.
I will commit first day at class for +2 to my next check.
-2 speed. If it's blocked, the next one gets -1.
I will destroy this to destroy one of the ones committed. You can lose 2 to cancel.
I will lose 2.
I will lose 2 with Excited for Blood to draw a card.
Yep.
And I'll flip the gain.
I'll pass.
I will also pass. 2i5.
Full block on a 5 from tape.
Yep.
Checks.
Good.
Next one gets -1. Ooh.
On a 5. I will stun 2.
1, 2. -3 damage.
I'll lose 2 to have you destroy 1, or to lose 2, or you can destroy 1.
I'll lose 2 on this one.
Yeah, sounds good.
Pass.
You're passing. I will. Sure. I'll destroy this to have you destroy one of the committeds, or you can lose 2 to cancel.
I'll lose 2 to cancel. I'm at 14. Pass.
Sounds good. Yeah, I will send it.
I'll take 5, and then 5 more.
Did you Bonds of Friendship this?
Oh, I did.
So you would gain some 3 health back.
Good call. Not that it matters. 7 versus Shigaraki is like, you can block a float combo, right?
Yeah, exactly. Float combo.
I guess I could build double bonds and reduce something to 1, but unlikely.
And we will struggle. I think we'll just pass.
Alright, struggling, nervous, night watch mediator, review. Let's draw 5. Okay. Let's start with Blood Curdle.
That's a.
Let's go. Grasping Tape Toss. Ooh. Not great. Until 25. Let's do that. Any response on play?
I have no response.
Alright. Let's enhance with shock treatment.
Enhance with shock. Yeah, that sounds good. You can commit.
I'll commit Night Watch.
Yep. Sounds good.
You're enhanced.
I will lose 2 with you.
Okay.
Give it my.
I will stun 1 with Tape Toss.
Sounds good. I will. I'll.
Enhance with Denki.
Yeah, I will pass.
Enhance with Tape Toss.
Yep, I will pass.
I'll draw a card.
Yep, I will pass.
I will requesting assistance to ready.
You don't have any moment.
Oh, I don't have momentum. You're correct. Whoops, I zucked that away. I will. Let's shock treatment. Let's hit mediator.
Sounds good. I will pass.
Let's draw and discard.
Yeah.
So now I have to do everything now.
Yep.
Discard that useless card.
I will pass.
I will send it. 0 mid for 5 throw.
Check. I'll take my 3 and destroy the request.
Okay. And I'll commit struggling.
Yep.
Or no, yeah, it's a stun attack. It's stun for that.
Yep.
Let's go extend on a 5. Will.
Left.
Draw a card off extend.
Yep. I will pass.
Next kick gets +2/+2.
Will absolutely pass.
Just put that there. Enhance with Denki.
I will pass.
And send it 4 mid for 4.
I'll just take the
16. Respond once per game.
Yep.
Blitz rush on a 6. 5, 6. Stun 1.
Sure. Sounds good. I'll choose not to.
+2 damage for each momentum.
Yep. I will pass.
4 high for 11.
Take my 11, go to 5.
Check a 5. Comes in with +2/+2.
Yeah, you got it.
Hell yeah.
Dang.
Going first, OP.
True.
Going first, very good still.
Yeah.
Let me put in another deck. I got time for one more match. Unfortunately, I am getting some unfortunate news from my family, so I'm going to have to cut the stream a little short, but I don't think there's a ton of viewers, so hopefully you guys aren't too upset at me. But after this match, I'm going to do the 5 rares giveaway and end the stream, so let's make it a good one. Let's do some cool stuff. None of my decks are cool, though. That's the problem. All my decks are just brain dead, jam every attack, hope you pass them.
Actually, replace these frog lash knife slices.
I got a different deck this time. 26 health. Evens or odds?
We will go even.
It's odd. I'll let you go first, though, because I went first last time.
Alright.
Where's my hand? Send 2 back. And I am ready when you are.
My. Yeah. I will keep. I will.
Who the Nezu? Or no, this is recovery. Oh,
Oh, this.
Oh no, I'm never going to get to activate my effects.
I'm going. Right.
Alright, well, you go first. I'm going to run to the restroom real quick.
Sounds good. Built. Excited. Check. Tight lip. Tight lip. Yeah. Whenever he gets back. How much health do I have again? 30? Correct. Not 307. This character's nuts, not that nuts. Alright, how is everyone in the chat? Y'all doing nice today?
Okay. I don't know, we only built 3.
Yeah. Only.
5-handers deserve that.
Yeah.
5-handers. Alright, review, draw 2. Play sticky balls. Play creepy. Play drowning. Let's play struggling. Commit. Let's play ice gliding. Nope.
Alright.
Go ahead.
That's good. I will just draw 3. Huh. Interesting. We'll go new training method on a 3, and then tap net on a 5. Checks.
No response.
Okay, I will combo give it stun 2.
Pass.
I will stun 2.
1, 2. Pass.
We'll build this rescue completed.
Pass.
We'll send it too low.
104. Passes.
I think. Go, new training on a 3 and release 2. Go.
Alright. Draw 5. Huh.
We've got the combo!
Oh, and they come in ready, huh?
Yeah, they certainly do.
Oh boy. Tape stream jab.
Yep.
Add the top card of your discard pile to your card pool.
I will pass.
Let's kick it for 3 speed and draw a card.
Sure. I will pass.
I will change the zone to low.
I will pass.
I'll pass. 6 low for 4.
I will take the 4, then I will respond to build triggers and gain 2 back.
Alright, no response. Let's go 2, 3, 3, 4. Is that playable while committed to? It's not. Alright, sheesh, 4.
4. Intro. 0 grab on a 5. 3. Fortunate. 4. 5. I will flip the rigorous training to give it a damage.
Okay. Let's go ahead and pass.
It's a 3 high for 7.
I'm at 19.
I'll lose 2 and draw a card with excited, and then I'll flip the excited to gain 4.
Yep.
We will go childhood friends on a 3. Servant on a 3. We'll pick up that excited for blood.
Oh boy.
And then high value target on a. You can go.
Draw 4. Eat my sticky balls.
Nice.
First enhance will be sticky balls.
Sure. That's great. I will pass.
If it's not blocked.
I will pass.
I will pass. 4 high for 4.
I will gladly take 4.
Right.
I will.
Let's not block the gravity lift goes in.
Yeah, gravity lift does
change as much.
I will respond and build this new training method, which will build this excited.
Alright, I'll flip drowning and resentment. You add the top card of your deck to your card pool face down.
Doesn't drowning say non-character, right?
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it does.
Man, this card sucks ass. Why do people keep bringing this card up like it does anything?
It was good against specifically Unwavering Slash.
Yeah, like it's hardly good against that, and it doesn't stop sound waves. Well, so that's that, I guess. Let's go tape stream jab on a 5.
Yep.
4, 5. Add the top card of your discard pile to your card pool, please.
Sounds good. I will. I guess I will destroy this +2 to my check block.
Yeah. Let's kick this to draw a card, and it gets 3 speed.
The knife slice?
Yeah.
I will just pass.
I will change the zone to a high.
Sure. I will pass.
I will pass as well. 6 high for 4.
I will take the 4 and respond. Build this self.
Alright. Glad they gave this character the life symbol.
Yeah.
Let's play this. probably that.
Yeah.
Say I guess that.
Sure. We are bored and draw. I will first form, gain 2 health.
Yep.
And then we will play Knife Slice on a 5. Checks. I will respond and pick up that Excited Blood. Okay. Now you can respond with Drowning if you want.
Wait, what picked what up?
The new training method picked up the Excited Blood that I checked.
Okay.
Yeah.
No response.
Sounds good. I will say... I will say the next time you lose health this combat phase, you lose 1, I gain 1.
Alright, Sero Enhance. Respond for -1 speed. You commit 1.
Sounds good. I'll blow up these 2 face downs to give it throw.
Okay. -1 speed surviving the final.
Sure. 2 speed, all 0 grab lift, so it'll move after it resolves.
I will... I will pass.
Yeah, I will also pass. It's a 3 low for 5 throw.
Face shield on a 5. Respond.
Yep. That's... We go Excited on a 4. C3, 4. Passing on a 4. And then pressure. And you can get...
Alright. Alright, no review, draw 4. Let's go eat my sticky balls. 3, 4.
Yep.
If it's not blocked.
Sure. I will self-sacrifice. -1 damage, and I'll respond with pressure.
Pass.
Sure. I will also pass.
4 high for 3.
Go on a 6. 4, 5, 6. I will take 2 and respond with Recovery Girl. Build this rigorous training and gain.
Okay.
And Breaker 1.
Let's play Heat Wave on a 6. Check a 2. 4, 5. No, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep.
Well, that is the 6th ranged attack at least. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, no, it was only 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it's 6. Alright. If you have no response, I'll mill for damage.
Sounds good.
1, 2, 3. Oh, 4 damage.
Moly. I'll draw a card to pass it.
Alright. I will draw 2 cards off Heatwave.
Sounds good. I will -1 damage with self-sack.
Okay. I will... I'll pass.
I will -2 speed with rescue.
I'll pass.
So +2 to my check to block with release.
Pass.
Will take the 7, and I'll grab this.
Alright. Play Tongue Whip on a 6. 3. Alright, 4, 5, 6. Add the top card of your deck to your card pool face down, please.
Good. Will rescue for -2 speed.
I will give it +2 damage.
I will +2 to my check to block with release.
I will pass.
Sounds block on a 5, 7.
4, 5 with a +2.
Yep.
Alright. Any responses?
No responses.
Alright, 1 in hand. Got a self-sack. Alright. Ice Storm on a 7. 5, 6, 7.
Uh-huh.
First enhance will be Deadlock. It gets, wait, are you still at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? Yeah. 2 speed, and the speed can't be reduced.
Sure. I will. The momentum. Ooh. Sure, I'll -1 damage. Self-sack.
Alright. Plus 9 damage Ice Storm. Powerful 3.
Yep. 12. Fine. I will pass.
Can't be blocked by attack cards.
Yep. I will +2 to my check to block, just in case.
Plus 3 damage creepy.
Sure. Sounds good. Pass.
And I guess I could have just prioritized speed. 9, 10, 11, +2, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nope. Pass. Hopefully you just don't have a low. Hey. It's for 15.
Sure, I'll go to 2. And respond with recovery girl.
Yep.
Grab the passing the torch.
Alright. I can't wait to get blown up by a cannon blast. That's a throw. On a 5. On a 6. Fails. This got blocked. This one dealt.
Draw 4, and I will first form, gain 2 health. Actually, go Precious Lesson on a 1, Capnet on 5. Actually, I guess you're dead. Something 4 and 5. I will combo to give it stun 2.
Pass.
Stun 2. Build
Pass.
this.
I guess actually I'll give it -2 damage. It's a stun attack now, and this is playable while committed.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll flip for 1 damage and destroy for 1 damage. I'll respond, get a foundation. I will just. Yeah, I'll just send it too low for 4.
I'm passing everything.
Yeah, it's a too low for.
Block on a 5? Nope, I lose. Take 4.
Yeah. Cannon on a 6.
Oh, this man didn't even draw 3 cards and gain 12 health. That's how dead I
mean,
am.
you are right. That is how dead you are. I will commit 2 for 2.
11, 12, 13. Alright, I'm passing everything.
Sounds good. I will flip for a damage, destroy for a damage.
Yeah. We're at 11, passing.
Commit.
1, 2. We're at 13, passing.
I will blow up this rescue to ready 2 face downs.
Pass.
And then I will send.
I'm at 2.
Will this time please to draw a card. Flip to gain 4. 6. Go to 4.
You can just do it all at once. You don't have to take it all down and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Should end up at 10, right?
End up at 10. Oh.
Yeah.
And then go cannon on 7. 5, 6, 7.
Yeah. I got a regular ass block. Well, that's pretty rough. I don't know if I want to play a 6-hander into this ever.
Yeah. That is the absolute worst. As I learned playing Ball Might against this deck, I built Chaos Ball Might. I'm like, this doesn't seem very good.
Yeah. Alright, let me try Shoto Todoroki 2 from the sideboard. And I'll go first for game 2.
Sounds good.
Draw 6. I
Ooh,
will keep this 6.
That is 5 orange cards, so I will not keep that.
Okay.
Alright, sounds good. Good to go.
Alright. 2, 3, 3, 3, 5. Go ahead.
I will review this risk. Did it draw? Wow. We will go rescue on a 3, landing head on a 4. Ooh, that's. Choice. Big oop. You can go.
Alright. No review, draw 5. You are committed. So
Certainly am.
On a 4? I get to check
Poked
poorly,
in.
of course. Couldn't be me. Stuff your card pool, please.
Yep, sounds good. I will pass.
I will draw and give it 3 speed by kicking it from the card pool.
You aren't that character anymore.
Oh, right.
Sir.
Fuck. Give it 2/2 then, because it is a ranged attack. Good.
Sure,
Go ahead and draw the card.
I guess I'll look at the top card of my deck.
Right.
How do you peek on TTS again?
How do you what? Oh,
How do you...
Alt and Shift.
Okay,
You drop it
Alt
and then press Alt and Shift. It'll look at the other side.
There we go. Okay. Oops.
I'll give it stun 2.
I will -2 speed. Risk.
I will stun 2.
Yeah. I think I messed up. Oof. Yeah, I'll pass.
I will pass 3 mid for 6.
So I'll attempt to block on a 5 and I'll fail it because I checked 4.
Rough.
Now I'll take 4.
Well, it worked the first time, kinda. Okay. Okay.
Alright then. Interesting.
Stuff your card pool.
Yeah. Good. I will pass.
I will pass. It's for 4.
I'll gladly take my 4.
Alright. On a 3. On a 3. Say go.
Boop, boop. I will review this Cannon Blast and draw 4 cards. Interesting. I will form, gain 2 health before I do anything else. And then I'll play this. Hey, check. Stun 2s first.
Once per turn. Grab a momentum.
Sounds good. I will build a 0 diff back. This.
I'll pass.
I will send it. 4 mid for 5.
I'm at 22.
Excited on a 4. 4 and rigorous training on a 4. Can go. I'll respond with rigorous.
Okay. I'll draw 3. Let's go. Tape stream. Checks.
Yep.
I will stuff your pool.
Yep. I would. Say if your next one is a mid, it gets -5 damage.
Okay. I will peek at the top card.
I will pass.
I will give this attack stun 2.
Pass.
Stun 2.
I will pass.
Pass. 3 mid for 4.
I will take the 4 respond, build a pass in the door.
Okay. Let's play Tongue Whip on a 5. Checks.
Yep.
Add the top card of your card to your card pool, or your deck. Sorry, to your card pool.
I will draw a card with passing.
I'll give it +2/+2 with Shoto.
Yeah, I'll -2 speed with rescue.
Alright. I will give it +1 speed ice gliding. If it's blocked, the next one gets +1.
I will pass.
I'll pass. Or no, I'll give it the 2 damage from your card pool in case it matters.
Yeah.
And then 5 low for 8.
I guess I will to block the self stack, and I'll fail it, and then I'll build the self stack.
Okay. Down to 14. Let's go on a 7. 5, 6, 7. If you have no responses, I will mill for damage.
Yep, sounds
2, 3, get 2 damage.
I'll give it -1 damage. Self.
I don't know if I have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't have 6. I will pass.
Yeah, I will take 5, respond, build this rigorous training, and gain.
Okay.
I'll take.
And then I'll play this on a 5. 3, 4, 5. And I will end there. This one got fully blocked or partially?
I think they all did.
Right. Alright.
Draw.
Oh.
We will form game 2. Play back alley on a 5.
Yep.
First dance is gonna be stun 2.
Let's once per turn to add a momentum to our hands.
Yeah, sounds great. Other back. I will draw a card with back alley.
Okay. I will pass.
I'll give it +1 speed with risk.
Pass.
Yeah, it's a 5 for 5.
Let's block on a 7. Nope.
5.
17.
I'll lose 2, draw a card, flip it to gain 4. And on moving on. Play Glamorous on a 3. Capture Net on a 6.
Yep.
A 4. 6. I will combo give it stun 2.
Pass.
I will destroy this to ready 2.
Pass.
I will build the Glamorous, and I'll respond unflip the Excited for Blood.
Pass.
Stun 2.
Pass.
And I will send it. Too low.
Too low for 4?
Yep.
On a 4. Full block.
Sounds good. I will get Summon with Style on a 4. 4. Summon with Style.
Oof.
I will just pass.
Okay.
My moment.
No review. Draw 5. Oh. Alright, okay, let's go 1 and on a 1. Say go.
I'll review this split. I will draw. Form gain 2. Go 5.
No
First
response.
enhance. Yeah, my first enhance is gonna be no.
Wall clean.
Yep. Will pass.
-2 speed if it's blocked.
I will still pass.
Pass on a 4.
1 high.
3, 4.
Sounds good. Go back alley. 4, 5, 6, and will with -1 speed. First enhance, I'll stun 2.
1, 2. Respond for -1 speed.
Sounds good.
2.
Well,
-2 speed if it's blocked.
Yep, sounds good. I will. I will destroy these 2 to give it throw.
Pass.
Then 2 of the face. Guess I'll will succeed.
So it's a 0 low or 0 mid for 5 throw.
It's a 3 mid throw, so I climb give it speed.
Gotcha. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ice Glaive's -2 when you commit it, and it got the floating -1 and the stun -1.
Yeah, and then I gave it 3 speed back, so it's at 7 -4. Because Glamorous gives 3 speed. It's if it's below
I can see
speed.
the flip Glamorous. My bad. All right. So
You're good, man. It's fine.
Okay, so it's currently at 3 speed.
Yep.
Okay.
So
Let's go
3
-1 surviving the final.
Yep. Sounds good.
-1
Pass.
surviving the final.
Yep. I will pass.
Alright, I'll block for half on a 4.
Sure.
3, so that's why I had to nuke the speed.
Gotcha.
4. Next one gets -1 speed, and I take 3.
I'll lose 2 to draw a card with Excited, and then I'll flip it to Keen 4, go to 19.
Yeah.
Go. Planning head on a 5. 4, 5. Tight lip. You can go.
Review. Okay. On a review, draw 5. Let's play Heat Wave. Checks. Any response?
No response.
Alright. First enhance will be to draw 2 cards with Heat Wave.
I'll say if your next one is a high, it gets -5.
Okay. Let's mill for damage on this one.
Sure.
+4 damage.
I'll say if your next one is a low, it gets -5 damage.
Okay. Let's once per turn add a card to our hands.
Yep, sounds. I will -1 damage with self.
Okay. I will give it stun 2.
I will destroy. Actually, I'm good. I'll pass.
Stun 2.
And boot. We'll destroy this face down to ready someone. Oh.
Pass.
I'll take the 7 and respond. Build triggers. So I'll take 5.
Okay. Alright, tape stream jab on a 5.
God. Faked out.
Add the top card of your discard pile to your card pool, please.
Sounds. I will -1 damage with
Okay. Let's go +1/+1, and the next ranged attack gets -1 difficulty.
Sure. I will pass.
Card has not left your card pool, so I will pass.
Take a total of 2.
Okay. Eat my sticky balls on a 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. If it's not blocked.
I will pass.
+1 speed if it's blocked.
I will pass.
Pass. 5 high for 4.
I will take the 4 and I'll build a rescue completed.
Okay. 8. Alright, well, there's no way this works. On a 7, 5. 6. Let's go. Yeah, 6, 7.
Awesome.
Oh, right, yeah. You're not in deadlock, so I guess we'll start with +2/+2 from Todoroki.
I will -2 speed with the
+1
rescue.
speed, and if it's blocked, the next one gets +1.
I will destroy with release. My check to block.
Yep. +6 damage. Powerful 3.
Yep, I will pass.
Can't be blocked by attack cards.
Yep, I'll pass.
And I will pass. 5 low.
1, 8, 9, 10. +2 to my check. Check's a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Alright. Next one gets +1.
Yep.
On a 6. 5, 6. On a 5. 3, 4, 5. And on a 7. Fail it. This one got blocked. This one dealt. I guess I need to power it. Let me check my cycle here.
This side and draw. That
Yeah.
decidedly enough. All form game 2. We'll lead off with
Take
a
all
back.
3 momentum, actually.
You're good. This.
Right.
This. I will build, or I will stun 2.
-1 speed.
I will build a 0.
Pass.
I will flip this release with tight lipped for a damage.
Pass.
I will destroy this to ready this.
Passing everything.
That's good. Flip for a damage. Guess I'll EX to that 1
Pass.
speed. I'll send it for 7.
Ooh, fail. I'm at 7.
Sounds good. Cannon on us.
Yeah, that'll do it.
6. Yep.
Enough stuff. Well, it's a cool deck, man. I really hope that I hope a 7-hander can take it down.
Yeah.
Like, I guess I'm not really putting damage on stuff with either of these characters, and the recursion from Todoroki from the side definitely didn't really help me just give you more gas. So
Yeah.
maybe it's just the bad matchup, but this is definitely a deck to look out for on the horizon. I don't know if it's going to be legal for Pasadena.
No, it's not, because they changed the promo legality to be the end of the season, so I have to wait until the start of season 4 to actually play the character I want to play.
Yeah.
Sad.
So I'm gonna do the giveaway real quick here, and then we're gonna take it away. While I'm doing this, is there anything you want to say? Any shout outs you have, Travis? Thank you so much for joining me. It was an absolute blast.
Absolutely. I think my shoutouts are Unfun Stuff, Go Beyond Gaming, everyone else on my team, Phil Birch, Chaos Natri on YouTube, Alliteration Gaming, Cameron Cardwell, myself, Oh Mr. Matsu on YouTube, and Yo It's Matsu on Twitch and everywhere else, and TCG University as well. Big shoutouts to those guys. They make great content for a lot of card games, and you guys should go watch them.
Awesome. Well, thank you once again for joining me. Congratulations to Disaster Dan. You have won the 5 rares that were pulled tonight from the 5 gifted subs. I'm going to take these out of the sleeves just so you can see them real quick. Let me put that back down. You've got a Revel in His Masterpiece, Back Alley Haymaker, Fighting Spirit, Box Full of Babies, and a new training method coming your way. I just realized I didn't have the the camera open for that one, but those are the 5 rares. I will message you privately on Twitch Thank you guys once again for joining me. I'm going to be streaming again Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And then, of course, on Tuesday, I'm planning something really big for my birthday. So I hope to see you all there. Everyone, I hope you have a great night. I will see you next time.